People always ask me, Dante, how did you end up in the mortgage industry? And I tell them the truth. It probably started when I was 12 years old, sitting at my grandfather's kitchen table, watching him balance his checkbook, like he was cracking a safe or something. Pen tapping, bill stacked like Jenga pieces. And look on his face like, Lord, help me stretch this dollar like it's doing yoga. And that's where I learned the difference between assets and liabilities. Even though I didn't know the words yet, an asset feeds you. A liability eats your lunch and asks you for dessert. And he talked to me about responsibility and discipline, and I remember thinking, why doesn't everybody own a home? Why are they paying someone else's mortgage just to exist? Why don't they hold their own keys? Those questions never left me. It followed me through school, other jobs, through life itself. I didn't choose mortgages, mortgages chose me. Because I wanted to help people own the same thing that my grandfather had done. And that was, more importantly, freedom. Not the freedom that shouts, the freedom that whispers, you're in control. And that's why Epic Mortgage exists today. 6 years strong, built on possibility, built on purpose. But enough about me, let's get to your story. Because your future is pacing outside, waiting for you to unlock that door. Welcome to Epic Spotlight. I'm Dante Royster. That question is what December feels like to me. This strange hush, like the world is holding its breath before the next verse drops. Everyone else is sipping cocoa and scrolling holiday sales, but you hear something different. A whisper in the cold air, a reminder that 2026 is coming in hot. It's right around the corner. And it's not here to play background music. Oh no, it's here to remix your life. And the opportunity is there in the housing market. It's not dying. It's not frozen like last night's leftovers. The opportunity's there, and you have to be ready for it. And here's the question that matters the most. Are you going to watch 2026 from the cheap seats, or are you going to get in the game and be on the field? Because here's the conflict. Most people think they're waiting for the right moment, but the right moment is actually waiting on them. They're frozen by fear, and I get that. Stuck in analysis paralysis. Scrolling Zillow like it's TikTok therapy. Meanwhile, 73% of renters want to actually buy a house. But 55% of them say the biggest hurdle is the down payment. And I think we got you covered in 2026. So the bigger question is, hey, I understand that you're a skeptic. And in this world nowadays, it makes sense. But are you ready to set that aside and focus on the overall arching plan of moving forward? Here's where the journey starts turning upward. 2026 is bringing a wave of mortgages built for real people, not 1950s sitcom families with perfect W-2s and matching sweaters. Income blended loans are here now. Bank statement loans, smart underwriting, AI-powered verification. Over 40% of new buyers are already using non-traditional income. Side hustles, contract work, 1099 income, freelancing, people building empires in pajamas at noon. And finally, lenders like myself are catching up. AI isn't replacing humans, it's replacing nonsense. Missing documents, weeks of waiting, lost emails, fax machines that should have been buried in 1999. I still like them though. It's fact number 2 in action, smarter systems, fewer hoops, a quiet revolution. But the revolution doesn't need applause, it needs participation. Everybody keeps waiting for rates to fall like snowflakes, and I get it, but here's the truth. Waiting is expensive. Rates aren't crashing. However, they're drifting into a healthy lane right now and moving in the direction that will help all of us. It will normalize the market and stable. But better than most decades in the US history are rates. So let's keep that in mind. Home prices, however, projected to rise 2 to 4.5% by next year. The US is still 4.5 to 5 million homes short. So scarcity is real. There's always going to be a shortage of inventory moving forward right now. And the scarcity creates competition, which creates opportunity, especially for people who are prepared early. But here's the good news. Homeowners now hold over 32 trillion with a T in tappable equity. Millennials alone hold 13 trillion, up more than 200% since 2016. You want to talk about generational shifts? There it is, right in front of you. And don't be discouraged. Inventory will loosen. Not flood, but it'll loosen up. Life doesn't care about your interest rate, right? You still have marriages going on, people having kids, job relocations, divorce, empty nesters. People eventually will move because life moves. And builders, they're finally returning to entry level homes after a decade of pretending they forgot how they make them. 2026 is not about asking what's my rate, but what's my trajectory? Homeownership is still the number one generator of wealth in America. Undefeated, unbeaten, unbothered by trends. Not crypto, not options trading, not your cousin's vending machine empire. Ownership, home ownership to be exact. And now buyers are getting smarter. House hacking, renting a spare room, using home equity lines strategically, and renovating. Part of the $500 billion with a B remodeling wave ahead. This is chess, not checkers, and you need a strategy. Here's the same core truth that I want to make sure everyone understands. When the market is confused, the professionals win. Down payment programs are a massive opportunity right now. Let's use them. $1 down programs still exist, and they're a great opportunity. Grant programs are also available. This will allow more middle income buyers qualifying, so why not you? You can qualify too. Call me today. Relationships beat algorithms. Consumers trust people, not bots. Don't you find that to be true? If you get pre approved in December, you will dominate in January. Let me remind you something real. The American dream is not dead. It's shifting, changing shape like clouds in a winter sky, but it's still there, still within reach. People still want keys, and I know you do. A house will bring pride, roots, stability, equity, a future they built with your own hands. And in 2026, it'll separate the hesitant from the hungry, the passive from the prepared, the browsers from the buyers, the spectators from the players. This is your moment to get on the field, plant your tree, build your plan, and act while others wait. Move while others scroll, prepare while others procrastinate, because the future isn't going to build itself. I am the founder of Epic Mortgage, and for the last 2 decades, I've been helping people not just buy homes, but buy freedom. Real estate has transformed my life and thousands of others that I've worked with. And now it's your turn. 2026 is right around the corner, and it can reward those that are prepared, the bold ones that are willing to take the leap and own their own future. Don't sit in the cheap seats, get on the field, and when you're ready to move, I'm ready to help. And as always, have an epic day.